Hi, friends. How are you? Welcome to our weekly edition of Ask Me Anything. This is our opportunity to have conversations and talk about life, business, and everything on the in between. And I don't know if right about now you're watching this and be like, Jasmine, are you sitting in front of a fan? Like, do you want to be like a Beyonce wannabe? Well, number one, who doesn't want to be Beyonce? Number two, I just have a window open in my living room and it's glorious. It is about 75 degrees in Southern California today, and that is when you say, I will gladly pay California state taxes for this sunshine. Yes and amen. All right, let's dive into questions, starting with Chris Poe. What are some practical ways you and your team stay inspired when planning and preparing fresh content for your social media? So, I don't know about you. When I read this question, I was like, So, if you want to know how to create fresh content for social media, can you let me know in the chat? Can you give me like a thumbs up? Can you let me know hey, I want to know that? It would be super helpful because as we create more of these live videos and even our produced videos, it helps us know the type of content we should go deeper with. Like always, I only want to create content that's for you. So let's dive in and chat out 3 ways to get inspired creating content. Starting with number 1, content that joins the social conversation. Oftentimes, we could sit here and rack our head around the type of content that should go out, but there are so many things that are handed to us on a silver platter. I don't know about you, but do you remember on social media sometime in 2019 that there was this black and gold challenge, right? So you would look at a picture of a dress and it's like, did you see black and yellow or did you see like blue and white? Something like that. I don't even get what it was, but it was like an optical illusion of sorts so that some people saw it a certain color. The fact that you can create social media content around a cultural conversation, it then empowers your account to go in and speak to people who previously would never know that you existed. So let's take a step back and look at a few things that empower us to join social conversations with our content. Number 1, the Super Bowl. I don't know about you. I like football, right? I mean, I went to my first NFL game. I went to the Rams. I saw the Rams play at the Los Angeles Coliseum. I had a blast. Had I ever seen a Rams game before that? No. But man, oh man, did I enjoy popcorn. I think I enjoyed a frozen lemonade. I was living my best life. When it comes to creating content around the Super Bowl, you can start using relevant hashtags to the team that's playing, to the city that they're playing in, and you can have an opinion about the Super Bowl even if you don't know anything about football. I create content around the Super Bowl, and every year I'm super predictable. I have opinions about who's performing at halftime. It empowers me to join a social conversation and create content around it. Now, that is a very simple, silly example, but you have national holidays, you have social media holidays, you have things that are going on politically, you have things that are going on socially, culturally. This is content that you can start building and speaking into. The second way we get inspired with our ideas are with terrible ideas meetings. Now, oftentimes, if I'm sitting with my team, we never go into a meeting thinking this is going to be the best meeting of all time. We go into the meeting and just refer to it as, let's just talk about terrible ideas. Because when we give ourselves the permission to have terrible ideas, good stuff actually comes. Because it's very rare that your first idea is the idea that you create content around. We call it a starter idea. Let's have a terrible ideas meeting. We start with our starter idea and then we fix it until we get something at the end that we're like, oh man, we feel really good about this. The third way we get inspired to create content is to make a list of frequently asked questions. We get asked questions consistently. Now, when I was a solopreneur, when I ran my business just by myself, and I was running my business just by myself for about 3 years, and then my husband joined the business and we ran it just the two of us for about 7.5 years. He was doing like legal operations and I was doing all content, all social media, all branding. When I was doing this by myself, I would look at the comments I was getting on social, I was looking at my blog comments, and I was looking at the emails that I received. Over the years, as the team has gotten bigger, I'm always asking our customer support department, like, what are the trends? What are people asking for? What have people responded well to? I am still responding to, direct messages like on Instagram. I'm looking at what content is resonating on YouTube, what content is resonating on LinkedIn. I'm looking at what are people asking for, and then I use that as inspiration to create content. All right, so friends, I pop in. I have live chats every week. If you have questions, leave them here in the comment box and we'll make sure and answer them to the best that I can. Lee asked, how do you trust yourself? How do you know you're good enough? Lee and anybody else who is watching and you're wondering, am I good enough? I am going to tell you very honestly, you'll never think you're good enough. And maybe there's a group of people, maybe there is a group of people who are like, I'm good, I'm great, I'm savvy, and I'm fantastic, and I am ready to run my business. Maybe there is a group of people. I don't know a lot of those people. I am not one of those people. I don't ever think I am good enough to go live on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't think that I'm good enough to be creating videos. I don't think I'm good enough to be creating a business of my dreams. I don't ever think I am good enough, but I will say that I am undaunted to keep on trying. I will remain focused. And the minute I gave myself the permission to try and test without somebody else's opinion of me, I realized that you are as good as you let yourself believe. If you continuously tell yourself, I am dumb, I am slow, my business won't be as big as his or as good as hers, guess what? You're true. You're right. You are as good as you let yourself believe. Every morning I have to tell myself that even though I am nowhere close building out the business that I want, I remind myself that today I am doing the best I can with what I have. And the business might not look what I want, but today it is better than it was yesterday. And in 2020, it's better than it was in 2019. And guess what? In 2023, my business is going to be so big and so beautiful and so bomb that my finite mind can't even see it or get there. I'm going to believe that. Why am I going to believe this? Because you are only as good as you let yourself believe. So friends, I am asking you right now, how will you let yourself believe? How good are you going to let yourself believe that you are? Okay, so Kayla asked, how do you push yourself when you have absolutely no motivation to move? I believe that building a business is identical to working out. Identical. If you want results, working out and losing weight, getting fit, building muscle, being healthy, that your actions, how much you do that, will get you with the results that you want faster. Now, I am definitely not like a fitness professional, but I work out every day. And some days I'm like ready to work out. I'm feeling it. I'm excited. And other days I'm like, I can't. Like, I just can't move. But I believe that the discipline of being a strong entrepreneur is working out on days that I don't feel like it. And when I say working out, it's doing the work. It's showing up on social. It's going live. It's sitting in my inbox. Will I be as productive or as good as I was yesterday? Maybe, maybe not. But it is the act of doing the work when I don't want to that makes me a professional, that gets me the results that I want, that helps me keep the results that I got. So on the days that I don't feel like doing much, I number one say, the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. How will you show up for this thing today? And then I will say, give myself grace. That even though I might not be doing as much as I want, I do not have an excuse to not do anything. So I'm going to choose to do one thing, even if it's small. I'm going to discipline myself to do something small to get the results that I want. And then tomorrow, I just try again. Okay, Yuri asked, Jasmine, what is the best way that works for you to store all of your presentation sets, photos, How do you categorize them? How do you pull them out at the right moment? I appreciate it. Okay, so if you happen to be watching this video on Facebook and then later on YouTube, what I am doing to use, like to display a full frame of my face and then also a full frame of pulled graphics or quotes or things of that nature, I'm currently broadcasting using Wirecast. But when I give a presentation, if I'm using something like on Zoom or if I'm standing on a stage, what I use to actually create my presentation is something called Keynote. It is done by way of Apple. Apple creates this. It comes free with your computer. That is what I use, and that's what I've gotten accustomed to. So when it comes to actually streamlining how I create a presentation, and if you want to give a live class, when I give live classes, long master classes, I will use Keynote. What you're looking at right now is a peek into multiple keynotes that are open, and I can streamline and save time from old keynotes by duplicating one slide from a keynote into another. I could just drag and drop it. So what this has empowered me to do is save time using multiple keynotes that are open. I could pull it over, and then since the photo and the text are there, the only thing I have to do is change the text according to the presentation that I'm giving. No, this is not a plug at all for Apple or Keynote. It actually comes with the computer. It's just what I have used. Now, I know that there are different options. You can use PowerPoint. You can use Canva. You can use Photoshop to create your slides. To each their own. This is just what's been very easy and beneficial for me. Okay, if you have live questions, leave them here. A live question, just like Hillary Griffin. How do you decide on what layout to choose for your professional Facebook page, video service, etc.? So the good news and the slightly annoying news is that it's different for everybody, and there's not a right or wrong. I chose a specific layout on Facebook because I'm a content creator, but a large part of the content I'm producing are videos. I wanted a page that really highlighted the amount of videos I was producing. I put out 3 videos a week on Facebook, and I do a live, which is a video. So 4 out of 7 days, we're putting out videos. And so for me, and the way that I'm connecting with my audience, video worked best. So that was how I chose my layout. And guess what? You're never stuck with a layout at all. Choose what's best for your business and take it from there to understand what your dream customer actually wants to see when they get to your page. If you have more questions, leave them in the chat box. Let's get into Shay. Shay asked, Shay Ramsey, how do you organically grow your group and audience? I have a community off of social media that I would like to grow, and I feel like I'm wasting my money on ads. Okay, so Shay and anybody else who's watching, you know who I am. I deal it to you straight with no chaser. So whenever I answer a question, I want people to first understand that when I'm asked a question, you're only going to get my real answer. So if it rubs people the wrong way, my apologies in advance, but you don't watch this to be coddled. You're watching this video because you want to know not the thing to do, you want to know the next best thing to do in your business. Now, if you have a Facebook group that you want to grow as part of your business, let me just tell you one thing straight out. If you're not converting your followers now, don't try to get more followers. If you're not converting now, if you're not converting your followers now, don't try to get more followers. What I want you to do is build your content system. What I see a lot of from business owners, they think if I just had more followers, I would then have more sales. But then my question comes back immediately. If you're not getting sales now with the followers you have, what makes you think that getting more followers is the answer? The only time I want you getting more followers is if you have built out a system that proves to your followers what it is you do, sell, or the message you want to share. So right now, Shay and anybody else interested, if you're just running ads to get more fans and you're not actually selling them or building your business, I would probably say roll back from them ads. How do you then determine how to use your Facebook group or a social group to grow your business? I believe that free content, so free content that helps people, empowers people, or diminishes a fear, that is what's going to guide you to natural growth. Anything that helps, empowers, or diminishes fear. What am I doing right now in this live? I am helping some people, I am empowering some people, and I'm diminishing fear with some people. I only preach what I practice. Can I get an amen? Can anybody out there, can I get a witness that I am only telling people exactly what I do? So what is the difference between helping somebody and empowering somebody? When I help somebody, I'm doing it with them. Just like earlier when I answered the question, how do I get inspired? I'm going to walk you through how I do it. Now, the difference between helping and empowering, when I empower you, I tell you what you should do. I do not do it with you. The second question that was asked is, Jasmine, how do you know that you're good enough? I can't do that with you. That's inner work. So I'm going to empower you to ask yourself these questions. Who do I have to be? And what decisions do I have to make to be the business owner that I want to be in the future? Help, I do it with you. Empower, you do it on your own. Diminish a fear, many people are watching this live and they're not sure how to use social. And they're afraid that they're going to say or do something wrong. I get that. So what am I doing? I'm just showing up, and I'm showing up messy and scrappy and imperfect. I am showing up to make sure that you feel stronger and more confident to do what you want to do. Now, 98% of the people watching will not do anything with what I am sharing. And that's okay. That's okay. Baby, can you leave that open? Okay, sorry. I was talking about my husband. He's trying to shut the window in the living room that was giving me the Beyonce hair. And I was like, oh no, baby. Oh no. Okay. So I practice what I preach. If you want to grow your audience, you must make sure that your content is in alignment. It helps them, it empowers them, or it diminishes fear. When you do that, they're going to start asking questions. They're going to say, but wait, Shay, I want to know more about this. And then all of a sudden you get a light bulb and you're like, this is what they want to know more of? Let me see if I can create another piece of free content to test it. If it performs just as well, now you have another breadcrumb along your journey that is helping you know what you should build out, so then you can then monetize. Can I get an amen? Are there any questions along this journey? Because y'all, I am not fancy. I am the daughter of an immigrant, a girl from the hood who is just sharing what I know based on what I do. I will not say that you should do something that I am not doing. I will not say that you should do something that I have not tested myself. I will not give you new advice if you're not taking the old advice. I've been beating the same drum since 2007. And 98% of the people won't do what I say. Yo, it's hard work, but you get results. People might say, no, Jasmine, I want the pill. I want the magic diet pill that's going to get me the results that I want. What I'm saying is you got to go to the gym. And the gym is discipline. And the gym is posting on Instagram. And the gym is going live. And the gym is building out your newsletter list. And the gym is putting on your camera for the first time and creating a terrible YouTube video. And you want to know what? You do you. You're going to learn every step of the way. Shanice asked, how important do you think video is or going live? I always say you should do the most you can with what you have. Statistically, the algorithm on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram all index video higher. So the highest indexed content is live video. Then it's video. Then it's photo. And last, and this is just for Facebook and LinkedIn, is text only. If you're on Facebook and you just have text only, that post will probably not get seen by a lot of people because it's just really low. Studies have shown that on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, photos get people's attention, increases engagement. Video gets attention, increases engagement by that much more. That's why these platforms are showing more video. So Samia asked, at what point should you start to monetize? How do you know your audience is ready and hooked? Listen, there's somebody else out there who's smarter than me that will give you a better answer. I'm just going to give you the answer that I know. I ask people. Are you ready to buy this thing? Now, let's chat about how it happened when I was transitioning being a full-time photographer to creating content for entrepreneurs. And the first thing that I got a lot of questions about Instagram. And I was just like, y'all, like, Google it. Here's links on Google. And people said, no, we want to know it, how you're doing it in your way and how you're doing it. And I was like, okay, would you pay $97 to sit in a beta class for 6 weeks and I'll walk you through it? And 150 people said, I'll pay $97. And I was shocked. I was like, you're going to pay $97 to sit with me for 6 weeks? Okay. Guess what? Their questions empowered me to create a full-fledged course as a result of that. The minute you get 3 people to buy something from you, and no, one of them can't be your mama, there's proof of a market. Now, I am here to tell you that whatever it is you want to sell, if it's like Smurf t-shirts or sneakers, collector sneakers, if you want to sell recipe cards, if you want to sell your own homemade bread, gluten-free bread, there's a market for it. There is a market for the thing you want to sell. Some markets you have to work a little harder to find your dream customer because it's much smaller, but it exists. So friends, when should you monetize? After you found a group of people who want the thing that you're selling and you ask them, will you pay for it? And people immediately, but Jasmine, how much do I charge? And the answer is, there's no right answer. There's no right answer. I always tell people, what is the lowest amount of money that you would accept for the thing you want to sell? What is the lowest amount? And people are like, I would take $25 for this. I would feel like happy if somebody paid $25 for this PDF. That's your price. Start there. And if nobody buys your PDF at $25, guess what? The market has spoken. It wasn't worth $25. You are worth a lot more. The way that it was positioned, maybe not. Now, let's just say you put it out for $25 and then you get 30 orders in the first month. Hot dang, you onto something. You onto something. 30 times $25. I think that's like, what is that? That's like $600. Hold on. Y'all, I'm embarrassed. I'm actually not embarrassed. I'm showing up. I'm showing up and I'm admitting that I actually graduated calculus in college and I don't know my multiplication tables. No, that's real fact. So if you had a PDF for $25 and you sold 30 of them, $750. Tell me right now an extra cool $750 in your pocket ain't a thing. Y'all, this is like real talk. This is business. This is starting scrappy. This is taking what resources you have and say, I got $150. What can I do? Magic, baby. You could do magic. Why? There's social media platforms that allow you to make videos and go live for free. Now, all you need to do is give content, give content, give content. And when people ask questions, you're like, this is the thing I want to go deep with. Go deep with it. Go really deep and go really, really, really small and ask people, will you pay for it? And if they say yes, you set your lowest amount that you would take for it and see if people bite. Y'all, this is like the University of Grit. Welcome to the University of Grit. Welcome to the people who do not have their parents to bankroll their business dreams. Welcome to this university where people do not get approved for bank loans to start their small businesses. Welcome to the school where people applied for PPE government relief for their business and did not get it because they weren't the Ruth Chris's of the world. They weren't the Lakers of the world. They weren't the people who had friends who worked in banks, who had the inside scoop. Y'all, friends, this is the School of Grit. Welcome. I can't wait to give you a diploma when you do the thing that you want to do. Friends, every week I go live. We have these conversations. It is always an honor to sit with you. If you have questions, I come back every single week. I'll make these videos. I'm here to serve and serve well. I hope you have a great day. Do it messy, do it scrappy, and share what you know along the way. Much love.